Hey, I'm John. Welcome to my podcast. Your ears are currently being tickled by the band known as Thoroughly Unqualified. We're looking at a tape. Side 1 from 7/31/97, side 2 from 8/07/97. So we are midsummer in 1997. Song is called 36/24/68. Later, I think this morphed into Miss December 1968. Mike had a thing for Cynthia Meyer's Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, Russ Myers, all that stuff. Mike was a B movie aficionado. He loved B movies. He's the one that turned me on to the Evil Dead. I mean, come on. So we're making a song. It's we're still having a struggle to play, but listen. Okay, that's not a good example. All right. Okay, so yeah, still fucking sucks. At this point, I think we'd been fucking around and not on a regular basis for 6 months or so, 7 months. It was like right at the beginning of '97 that Mike and I really started at least attempting to do stuff. And the longer it goes on, the more frequent it got. So yeah, this is where we were at July 1997, playing at the maximum of our capabilities, recording at the highest quality level I could or attain, and trying to do our thing here. Is it good? No, it still sucks, but it's happening, and because it's happening and it keeps happening, things happen. Let's see. I think I've got to run quite a bit forward because I know these. Even though it sucked, it could go on for 15, 20 minutes. And I tell you what, you want to get good at playing a guitar part or a keyboard part or whatever, play it over and over for 24 minutes, You'll figure it out at some point. Let's see what we got here. You can hear it's morphed into something different. I'll sit on Uncle John's lap. You got to realize too, also where Mike and I's influences come from. I mean, well, I had run the gamut. I grew up with classic rock, and all the stuff that is now classic rock was coming out when I was in high school. All that '70s stuff that everybody still thinks is so awesome was new, and I got to hear it. I could give a fuck about classic rock anymore. But we were fans of a lot of alternative bands. We liked the Dead Kennedys, we liked Flaming Lips, we liked Butthole Surfers, a lot of that stuff. So we were coming from a pretty alternative perspective. Plus, we were all, had our minds twisted on whatever substances we had decided not to use anymore. This was all done, every single bit of it, for 3-4 years, absolutely clean and sober by everybody in the band. Everybody stayed clean the whole time, and dry. And so this was all produced with the clearest heads any of us had probably in a long time. And we were also straightening our lives out, or trying to. And there's parallels in all of it. All right, hold on a second. Let's turn that down. So you can hear that getting, even though it sucks, still really weird. And that's one thing I can say is we had a penchant for weird. Let's see. So that was 36, 24, 68. The next thing called Resident Teddy. I think that might have had something, was sitting on Uncle John's lap there. Let's see. Oh my God. We're trying so hard to jam. We're trying so hard to fucking jam, and it's just not coming together. Yikes. Let's move past that and just see what else is on this. Because on that side, it only has the 2 songs listed. And this one is supposed to be called Resident Teddy. Sounds like we're still working on the same thing. Jesus. All right, let's move forward. That's, probably the only people on the planet that would really have any interest in listening to that just because it takes us back is the guys that were in the band. It's so bad. But I show it to you and play it for you because it's part of this process that I'm doing, and I'm taking my time. I'm sorry. I just wanted you to get a flavor of what was going on there. All right. It's awful. It's awful. But there's something there that's just weird enough. And the badness is repeated over and over again. So it's a consistent badness. If you listen to Mike's guitar, it's not right, but it's very consistently repeated incorrectly. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, we suck, but things keep moving. Mike, who knows? The resident Teddy sounds like some fucker living at the house that shouldn't be. All right. All right, so that's it for that side. We're going to move over because that I know that just goes on forever. And we'll get that rewound so we can move right into side 2. And on side 2, being from August 7th, 1997, it also has 2 tracks listed. One is That Groovy Jazz Thing, and the other is Dead Oceans. And I have and I drew little pictures And you'll see that one little picture, the giant eyeball, is actually a reference to the residents. And then the dead oceans has a black moon over a fish skeleton floating in the water. And then I have a note on here that says, "This is all mono," and points to side B of this tape. So we'll see what's up with that. I don't know what the hell that is. Hold on, I gotta see where I'm at here. That was really bizarre. I felt like the tape was playing backwards or something. I'm not sure what I was listening to. Let me go ahead and rewind that all the way, and we'll start there. That's going to take a moment. Um, you know, we didn't even think about what we were doing. We just really enjoyed hanging out and having something to do together that was, at least in our eyes, productive. And so, okay, so it says here that this is called the first floor session. I've got some stuff Matt wrote on here, and I just flipped it over and rewrote it because his writing was so bad. Um, but yeah, John, Mike, Matt, 73197. Okay, I think we should be. Still rewinding. God, I keep getting fucking texts. All right, Mike just sent me a text saying he was glad that I put some more songs on the Google Drive for those guys. Let's see. Are we ready here? Sorry about the delay there, guys. Nope, we're still not rewound, are we? Wow, those 90-minute tapes, they take forever. They take for fucking ever. What's going on here? Because that just doesn't seem to be doing anything. Sometimes this cassette player has a weird habit. It's just a piece of shit. But it goes into this standby mode. I don't get it. It goes into it all the time, and I can't figure out how to shut it off. But it doesn't allow me to do anything. I push buttons and nothing's happening because I'm in the headphones. I can't hear it, and I think it's doing something, and it's not. It's just so weird. I don't want standby. So then I have to take my headphones on and listen to if I can hear the tape spinning. You know. Yeah, let's see. I think it's rewinding. Let me look and see if there's been any progress. Hey, we're done. Okay. God, this is so weird. I don't understand. I don't understand standby. I'm sorry, guys. This is annoying. All right, let's see what we got here now. Anything? Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. Well, this is the beginning of 362468. 362468. That is a reference to Miss December 1968. Cynthia Myers, who Mike had a thing about. So it sounds similar to that. I'm sorry though. This is actually called groovy jazz thing. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated today. I'm getting texts from more than one person, and I need to ignore my phone while I'm doing this. So I apologize. All right. So this is called That Groovy Jazz Thing. Now, not a lot to say here, except if you listen, we're all kind of in time now. Look, we're finding, you know, we weren't even on the beat before. At least if we're playing awful, now we're playing awful together. There you go. I'm playing a good keyboard part. Not, I mean, it's something. I don't know, man. It's not good, but it's we're finding something a little bit, and I'm not going to say it's special, but I really want you to realize how good this sounded to me at that point, that we were actually playing together, playing like shit together, but at least we were doing it, in the beat. And all right, so I don't know if there's any lyrics in that one or not, but I'm gonna move forward here. So let me talk about my keyboard playing a little bit. I think I mentioned it before, but and it's kind of involved to actually talk about my keyboard playing. Let's get something else going here in the background. Yeah, we'll let that just play in the background. So I'm 60 years old. In the past number of years here, it's become very apparent, and I don't know why it finally became apparent to me, because maybe I thought I was just normal and doing things normally my whole life because I thought everybody was like me. But I believe that I'm extremely, extremely ADD, ADHD stuff. Now, when I was a kid, that wasn't a thing. There was it wasn't a thing. It may have been a thing. People may have actually had it, but it wasn't diagnosed. It wasn't talked about. It wasn't a thing. Now, it's not like I'm going to go in and get diagnosed, or I'm going to get on medication. I'm 60 years old. I found a way to get through life and do okay with whatever coping mechanisms and stuff that I used to get by. And as I look back and realize how I lived my life and how most people didn't live theirs the way I did, I'm like, oh, okay. You didn't have to do that to get through that. Okay. Well, I did, because I couldn't have done it any other way. Now, I bring that up because I feel like when our music was really at its best, it was an ADD dream come true. It was at its best when the Snout was feeding heartily. The music was moving and changing constantly. I mean, just now you wouldn't really notice it that much unless you're really paying attention, because it's all within a real narrow band of, you know, a key. But it's just what it did, and it's what it became. And my playing, if you listen, and it's so simple, and I will play a couple, 2 or 3 notes, and I will repeat them, and then I'll drop a note and add a different one in the sequence, and slowly but surely move it. But then I also will make a lot of mistakes, because I was a shitty keyboard player, and if I tried to do something a little beyond my ability, where you just want to jam on the keyboard and plunk fast, and no, I never always fucked it up. So whenever I made a mistake with a note or anything, I just covered it up by moving it into being a part of the next little triplet of notes I'm playing or whatever. And then I just stumble along, continually changing my little melody a bit at a time. And the guys that I played with, I think, had enough patience to kind of follow me around in some of that stuff, where when I was making slight changes, they would kind of follow me along. And if one of them made something different, then maybe I or Mike would follow Matt, and it just became this interplay of just, and it was almost as if there were no wrong notes available to us, because there was no real progression other than moving back and forth between a couple of chords. But within that, we got really crazy. I mean, so my playing has been confusing to me for a long time, and it's the reason I'd say I'm not a musician. I do consider myself now, I guess, a recording artist, but I can't sit and play along with other people's music. I don't know how, I can't sit down and just rock out to some, Elton John song. I mean, I don't know the chords. I don't know the notes. I don't know the chain. I can't hear music and play it. I have no ear. I can listen to something over and over, and I still have no idea how it was played on the keyboard, because I can't make the connection. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't hum you an A or an E or a G, or I couldn't hum you that. Now, if you play it for me, I can hum it, and I'm pretty on key and in tune with my singing and stuff. But I have no ear for music. But I wanted to play music, and we developed a style of music that allowed me to play with all of my flaws, and it was still okay. And that is a sense of freedom that's hard to even imagine. And we're going to get into the freedom of what we were doing, because Matt the other day in a text said, I asked him what the Snout was, because Matt, he's not talking about this much. He's off in his own life. He's a father with children, and this thing is just some weird thing that happened. But when I asked him what the Snout meant to him, all he said was total freedom. And we created a space where we could be completely free, not feel judged. I was talking to Mike the other day, and it's like there was never a time up there in those 4 years where we can remember any bad blood, no arguments, no jealousy, nothing. It was just, hey, we're doing this. Come on, and this is what we're doing. I mean, it's what it's all about. We don't give a fuck about your ego. We don't give, you are who you are, and we love you, man, and we're just gonna get weird, So that's a thing. So you've been hearing this in the background. It's not good. It's not good, but it has been continually kind of changing. The other thing I did is if I wasn't feeling the melodies I was plunking out, it was like, okay, let's add some effects and let's make it interesting that way by making a really cool sound. I got really good at finding really cool sounds. All right, I'm going to stop this and we'll fast forward and see what we got. Um, that was Groovy Jazz Thing. This next one is supposed to be called Dead Oceans. Let's see if we're going to get there. That is still the Groovy Jazz Thing. So I hope you'll stay with me through this series because it's going to start getting interesting and the tapes are going to start getting really fun. And after they get fun, they get really good. So, all right, let's see what we got. That's still that fucking beat. And that's like I said, this is a 45-minute side with two things on it. So I don't know if the side's full, but yeah. It just goes on. And what I'm planning to do then is as I go through the tapes, then, and I've been digitizing everything, I will, as we do an episode and we play a tape, I'll pick the best thing off or something I really like off that tape, and I'll put it on the YouTube channel so you can actually listen to the whole piece maybe after you've listened to the episode, and I think that'll be kind of cool. You hear us fucking around making it and this and that, and then you get to hear, because I'm not going to play the whole songs for you. I mean, they're just too long. But we can listen to some of it. You get an idea of, oh, that's pretty cool, and then throw that song up on YouTube, and you can listen to it. So, all right, let's see where we're at here. Yeah, it's just we're gonna have to let it go even further. All right, let me get a drink of water. That's the same fucking beat. All right, we're 20 minutes in. But that's what I say. You repeat something over and over enough, you might get good at it. Nothing there. Seems like maybe I went to the end of it. I don't get that. That's all right. It's about time to wrap up anyway, but I wanted to hear something off there. Let's see. Okay. So it says Dead Oceans, but see, that's just ending the Groovy Jazz Thing. And then the tape seems to be blank. I'll run it fast forward a little ways and see, but I don't know, maybe Dead Oceans isn't there. I don't know, I haven't listened to the tape in 24 or 5 years, so. Oh, no, this is Dead Oceans. So we must have been doing some backward. Or maybe it's. I have no idea what this is. It sounds like my keyboard playing. I can hear Matt's bass. So we're doing this on purpose. Which is not something you should have to say of your recorded music. Yeah, we did that on purpose. Yeah, man, we did that on purpose. So yeah, we were getting experimental. You think maybe? And I can't tell you what I was doing to get these weird. I must have been maxing out the treble and turning down the bass on the drum track just to get the kind of. Wow. Well, I guess I'm going to let that play you out today. We've reached our time. My name is John Dundas. This has been, I believe, episode 6 of The Snout. We were a band. Hey, thank you for sticking around, putting up with my awful production quality, but this is as low budget as it gets. There's no edits. Have a good one.